Okay, so the first problem is so easy. From now on, I'm going to just make the homework more easier, but actually, but yeah, it's good enough. Okay, so 6 problems. So I want to just make sure you can do it and encourage you do it, and also maybe you can finish it. Okay. The second one is use the placeholders to print just our sentences together with variables and yeah, the formatting. So who wants to share that? I'm going to stop sharing now. I do want someone to share it because, yeah, when people look at, yeah, it's also, I know if there's anything I need to comment on or something else. Skylar, again, next time I'm not going to ban you, okay? You need to give more other students opportunities. All right, so product name is Apple. Price name is, price value is the, and the unit. Okay, you get add a unit, that's good. So the price is, yeah, wait a second. So the price, you are using a string? Oh, yeah. So yeah, it's better to use the integer, okay? So that you can more flexible because you can, not an integer, sorry, not a float. So you can, yeah, print it more details because now you have no idea how it's converted to, now converted a number to a string, but that's okay. So for this problem, I didn't really ask you guys to do any details, how many digits after the decimal. Okay, that's fine, good. Let's see the next one. So next one is string functions. Print the Python program to count the number of the in the following essay. So this is basically, I want to test if you do know the functions, the string functions. Remember that I think when I send you the homework, I also send a PDF files for the homework, the presentation. Yeah, so make sure if you don't know where the function is, just take a look at that. Okay, I'm still sharing. Anyone volunteer except Skylar? Nina or someone? Larry, all right. Wow, so long.
Is that part? That's all of them. Yeah. You put it on different tab. Put it on a different tab next time.
Yeah, can you just create a new file? Wow, class 9. All right. Yeah, let's run it. Because I'm curious, how many of them actually? 4. All right. So did you test it, or if there's something not even exist in the string, would it print it out 0? Like if the string you search is not in the essay, for example, you want to search, you want to count ABC, what would get?
Probably get
0. It should be 0, right? Yeah, we always need to just test some edge numbers. Yeah.
They count from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wouldn't it be -1 or something? Because there will be 1.
No, it looks like it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually return the correct answer. If it's not there, it's not there. It's 0. All right. Okay, what's the next? Where is it? Okay, yeah, this one is yeah, need a little bit more test. Okay, so it's just like you ask a question and accept input from the users. This one, I just want to let you know that even accept the input from the users, it's not that simple as you think, because the user can type many different cases. They can type Y for yes, or they type yes, and they can type all kind of like an uppercase Y or all lowercase or whatever. So you need your code have to handle all those cases, because you cannot just say, you only can put a lowercase yes. So uppercase yes is not yes. Okay, so who want to share it? Come on. Yeah.
Okay.
You need to select which screen you want to share. Just you don't have choice. Just select the desktop. Yeah.
Oh,
Larry, no.
Yeah. Larry, no.
She's already sharing.
Oh, oops.
Just choose the first one. Yeah, on your screen. Okay, good. What? Okay, so input, do you want to watch the movie Joker? Have you guys ever watched the Joker? Or maybe it's too old for you guys. It's rated R. It's probably rated R, right? Okay, answer to lowercase. So if the lowercase, the answer is yes or lowercase yes. Okay, can we test it? Oh, you already tested? Okay, why? Yes, good. All right, let's try it. All uppercase. Yeah. What?
Wait,
what? What?
What? Did I do something? Wait.
Why?
I think I accidentally changed something, but it worked yesterday. You use is, like, use equal.
Right. Why you use is? Okay.
Because when I did equal, it said there's a problem. It has to be equal.
Equal is equal. Equal is read as put or sign. Okay, so yeah, that's why you need to share your code. So it's very good opportunity to learn. Okay, also the other one is also you need to change that too. Okay. So that's why every time, no matter what you answer, it just says goodbye.
It just doesn't want to talk.
All right, let's just give a different test. Okay, lowercase, uppercase. Okay, big Y, small y. Yeah, all right, good. All right. Okay, thank you. You can stop sharing. On the top. Oh, on the bottom. Oh, I think it's on the bottom, on the top. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good job. Let's see. Fifth one. Okay, fifth one is a for loop. Continue statement. Okay, this just give you a string, but you have to print the string, but you need to skip some of the letters in it. Okay, someone else who haven't shared before? No one?
It's not really hard.
Why is so hard for you guys to share?
I don't know how to we don't possess the necessary IQ.
Grace, Easton. There's so many names I never see you share your code. AL, who is AL? Dan? Please, please. So you guys haven't done your homework? Really? All right, then Larry.
What? Larry, do the thing. What thing? Do the thing. Okay. Gotta copy this. Delete this. Put it here. Here.
Oh, I have to stop sharing. Is that right? I already stopped. Oh, did I stop sharing?
No, that's just your thing. That's just yours. You have to. No. Move your mouse to the minimize button. Oh yeah, it's behind you. Or click outside of your window. Yeah. You're on the wrong tab.
Sorry. Okay. Before Larry, okay, Larry, you demo your program first. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. For letter in S, so you have a for loop. Then you do a comparisons. So make sure, yeah, comparisons is equal. Okay. If it's that, you pass. And then.
Oh.
What? What did you learn?
Don't worry.
Pass?
Learn pass.
pass. If you don't mean, if you cannot do pass, what else you can do?
I said is not.
All right. Anyone? What else?
I tried to print nothing, but it was always print space. But couldn't you also do the exclamation mark equal sign? So
yes. Equal, not equal, that's fine. I mean, for the pass, in this case, is there any other statement you can use to get the same result as pass?
Print nothing. Yeah, I did that, but it would still print space.
Okay, Larry, can you test your code? Did you test it?
Yeah.
Okay, can you change the pass to continue? Of course, we learned continue and break, right? All right, let's run it again. No. Larry.
I think we learned continue.
Yeah, we learned continue. So continue means, okay, that's it, done for these iterations. Go to the next. So that's why we get the same result. See, when he run it. So yeah, pass is okay. Pass just means skip this line. It only means skip this line, okay? Continue means let's go to the next, it's just directly go to the next iterations. So now let's just do a, Larry. I want to do another test to show you what's the difference between the pass and the continue. So add a line, please add a line after the else. After the print letter, yeah, and here, yeah. Just add another print. No, you got tab into the same, tab into the same as else.
In the else.
Yeah, no, in the else, same level as else. Same level as else, okay. Here, just print a test or something, okay. Print X, print uppercase X, because we don't have that letters in the, no, don't print that much, it's too much. Okay, space, uppercase X, space. Space. All right, let's do it. Run. Okay, so see, every time it's print out, it will print that last line, right? But if you can see, how do I test this? Else you printed that. Yeah, it's hard to see here. So what I want to show you guys is whenever you use pass, it actually will it will actually print that. Okay, I got it. Replace the SS with like a E, with the letter E. Yeah, okay, now run it. Okay. Yeah. Is there any place that there's no E after the letters? Geek, let's say geek, G, E, and then there's a G. Yeah, you see, whenever after the geek, inside the geek, there's a 2E, right? And that 2E was not get printed out. So if you put a pass there, can we just replace continue with pass? Run it. Yeah, did you see the geek difference? Larry, can you put your mouse on the geek at the printed out part? No, not here. Yeah, okay, that last one is geeks, yeah. So that's just say, when you do pass, it's only let the program to skip this current statement. So the if else will be skipped, but it will continue execute. So because the print is still inside the for loop, so it will actually execute that for loop. That's why you get another E and space printed out. But if you use continue, it just tells the program to skip everything in the current loop to go to the next iterate. So that's just the difference between the pass and the continue. So, and also, of course, in this case, continue is more preferred, because then in case if you have some other code outside this if else, you can make sure they were skipped, okay? All right, you can stop sharing. So by doing the homework and reviewing the homework, actually we can always learn something, right? Okay, so last one is again the triangle. So we have been printing triangle at least twice before. So this is another time we just print. This time the difference is instead of printing stars in each line, we're printing numbers. Okay, who wants to share your code? Okay, Skylar. For X in range 1 to 6, print empty. Why you need this print nothing? Oh, you want to print a new line, okay? Then you don't even need to put anything in the print. You can just print parentheses. You don't need to do it, you don't need to put an empty string there. And for the rest, I think it's fine. Can you just remove that empty string? Let's run it again, see if it gets same result. Did you run it?
Wait.
What?
The annotate thing didn't be in the way.
What? Annotate? I didn't see anything.
Don't worry about it.
All right. Okay, good. All right. Yeah. All right. So yeah, so this is the one. Okay, good. I want to go through last week's, already done that. I think, did we finish everything in last time? Let me take a look. I'll quickly go through. I think last time we talked about string, talk about variable types, conditions. Make sure, yeah, see here, okay, exclamations and the equal means not equal, okay? Of course, you can also use not. For loop, okay, that's two, work with the range. If it's a list, you can just, yeah, use the in here, all right. I want to make it bigger, sorry. Yeah. And then we learned this Python list. The most important and most frequently used function of a list is this len, okay? And after that, there's a maximums. If you know an item, want to know the index of the item, you can use this index function. And if you want to check if an item is in the list or not, you use the in. All right, so this is a create the list and set the initial value. So this is something I haven't covered before. It's like if you want to create a list with 10 elements, each element, the initial value, you want to set it. For example, in this case, I want a Boolean list, but each value should be true. I can just write a list with a single item, which is true. And then I put a star here and put a 10, which tells the Python that I want to repeat this 10 times. So it's just like a print string. So the string can use the multiplication. So this you can think about it. It's a multiplication towards the list. So you can create a list with 10 elements and each element is true. So this is how you
see your screen.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, because no. Where is it? All right, yeah. Sorry. So because we have students at my home, so sometimes I focus them. They all can see on the TV. So yeah, I ignore you guys online. All right. So sorry for that. So this is like when you want to create a list and set an initial value. If the initial value is the same thing, then you can use this. Okay. Create a list with only one element, and then you put a star here, which means multiplications, and then 10 means you want that 10 times to repeat. So that just give you a list with all the initial values. And sometimes you want to create an empty list. So to create an empty list, you just use a square bracket and square bracket again to close it. So that's just two things I want to cover. I think I missed the last time. And inside this, I also list some of the reference. I think you all have these files. because last time I sent you a zip file, so it's a homework 8 and this presentations 8. So make sure before you do the homework, make sure you read this, then your homework should be a lot easier. Okay, today we're going to learn a new data structures called dictionary. Okay, so we all have used a dictionary before, so this time, so we can see so how this dictionary can be used in program. So before we use that, talk about that, we can talk, first we can see the set. So set is pretty simple, and it's not that frequently used, but it's still helpful to know what it is, okay? Set is just an unordered, so it doesn't matter order. So it's just like list, but it's just a collection of distinct items. So make sure you know that. So set, it just means it automatically remove any duplicates, okay? And how to create a set, use this curly bracket. Use the curly bracket, and inside it, you can just put whatever. So this one, because we are going to create a string set, so everything is a string, and we put color in it. So what do we use? A color set, so it is a variable name. So equal to this curly bracket, and put items in it. Remember, when we create a list, we'll use the square bracket. So now it's a curly bracket. So if you use type, this is the Python's function to check the variables type. You should be able to get a set. So yeah, you can open your Sony and type in and try it out while I'm talking. So you can try it out yourself. If you don't have time to type all those colors, you can just type RGB or RG, just type 2 items. So the reason why I want this is here. So the set, to add items to it, it's just add, okay? So compare with I think compare with the list, if you want to add something, I think this append, because list, the position is really important. Even list is not ordered, but it has a position. This has an index. For set, there's no concept of index. So you cannot say, give me the second item in a set. You can't, because there's nothing, there's no sequence or no order in it. So you can add items in it, and you can check the length, use the len, the len, to check the length. And if you want to see the set, if something is in the set or not, you use this in, okay? This is the same as the list. So it looks like the set, because it doesn't support the index, so you cannot actually know, you really be able to use anything in the set. So it's mainly just, you are basically just checking something is in the set or not. That's all you can do. But the thing about it is, because it's a distinct items, so you can you can keep putting things in this set. It will automatically detect the redundant and just remove it. So in the end, you just automatically get a distinct values. So this is just the value of the set. So it will automatically keep everything in it distinct. So that's why here, see, we have a list. So just remember, if this list, there's a million items in it, and then you are asked to just say, is there any duplicates in it? Can you please just remove it? For example, this list of like telephone numbers. So you want to just remove all the redundancy, the repeated telephone numbers in it. Then if you do it in a list, use your program, it will be a lot complicated. But if you can use set and put this set means, and followed by a parenthesis, this means just create a set and you put a list in it. So the set itself can be a function. So in this case, you actually convert a list to a set. So this is just how you convert a list to a set. So I just want to convert a list to a set. So this is how you do it. And once you convert it, the Python will automatically remove all the redundancies in this in the list. So this is just the cool thing about it. So if you meta case that you don't want anything repeat inside and want to remove those, and you can just use those, convert it to a list. So that's the easiest way to do it. And the set, I think when we do math, we do learn those Venn diagrams. So this like you have two sets, and then there are some definitions of the session that's shared by the two sets, and the session distinguished by the two sets, and also if that set is not in either of them. So this is just how we do that, okay? For example, we define a circle, a shapes one. It's a circle, triangle, pentagon, hexagon, and then we define another shape as a set here. And we want to see these two sets, how many elements they share, how many elements belongs to shapes one set, but not in the shapes two, and how many items not in the shapes two, but in shapes, not in shapes two, but not in shapes one at all. So this is just how we can use a set. Another way to use a set, we can use set dot intersection. Set dot intersection means you have one set dot intersection and you put another set here, it will just returns the one intersect each others. So this is just how this works, okay? And if you do the union, it will join the two sets and return to you new sets. These sets will be all the elements in this two sets, but remove any duplicates. And you can also do the difference. So the difference just means if but it depends on which one you put it first. The shape one dot difference means everything in the shape one, but not in shape two. If you revert it, the order do matters. So that means everything in shape two, but not in shape one. Okay, so now I want everyone to try it on your Sony. So open your Sony and create a set. So Larry, I want you to share your screen. Because I want someone to just do something, okay? That's fine. All right, let's create a one set. How do we create a set? Use a curly bracket. Yeah, let's just put some letters in, or put some numbers in it, okay? That will be easier so that you don't have to type those codes. Let's just put randomly pick 6 numbers. All right, come on. Where's your imaginations? All right, okay, let's create another set. Yeah, give it some numbers too. Yeah, make sure you have some numbers shared by 2 of them, but not exactly the same, okay? Right, yeah. All right, there you go, okay, yeah. All right, let's just do, now the task is, I want to see if item 3 is in the first set. How do I do that? Okay, you guys, if you are online, I mean, just talk. You can just tell Larry what to do, okay? Just pretend Larry just Robert, waiting for your instructions.
Wait, now?
Oh, there's a power extension cable there. All right, anyone? It's so quiet. Okay, so Larry, so you can say if, okay, 3 in S1, print, okay, found 3. All right, run it. Yeah, okay, so this is how we just test. So make sure every time, so if I talk something, it's better to let you try it out, okay? And then how do we find the intersect of these two sets?
difference, dot difference or something?
Different, no, it's called intersection. All right. If you run it, you won't get anything. Because you didn't even print it out.
Good job, Leonard. Yeah, I'm smart.
All right. Is that the intersect?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, 1, 2. Okay. Let's do difference. Do the difference from S2 to S1. Zero, 8, 9, 7. Is that the difference? Because 1, 2 is whatever they shared. We already know that. That's why the difference from the second one, 7, 8. Yeah, let's just revert. Let's just add another line. Just do add another line so that we can compare the result. What did you do? Where is it? I can't see it. See here?
Stay still. Stop moving your mouse. And wait.
Can you just drag this part?
No.
Can you drag this part a little up?
You can also move your tab too.
Yeah, Larry, not here. Drag this line. Put your mouse. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. I don't know. Okay, I got it. Stop. So what about S1 difference S1? Will that just crash it? Make it mad? Can you try it? It refuse to run? So it's just empty. Nothing. Okay, yeah, make sure you try this different cases because in case it happens in your program, you need to know what to expect, right? All right, thank you. Stop sharing. I need to remember to share my screen immediately. Okay, so now let's do the dictionary. So dictionary is also called map. So we all use dictionary in our real world, right? So when we do look up a dictionary, we first need to have a word in our mind. So we want to look up. So this word is the key to look inside the dictionary. And inside the dictionary, it provides the explanation of the word, right? The key. So that's just what a dictionary do. So the same thing here in Python, the meaning is the same. So you provide dictionary with a key. And inside the dictionary, it saved a value. We call the value in it, which is just like a dictionary. It's explanations, but in program in Python, this value can be a number, can be a string, it can be anything, okay? So it even can be a list or a set, or inside the dictionary, the value can be another dictionary with another key. So that's all possible. But the main thing is a dictionary is always, you have to remember, it's always have a key. It's instead of like a list, you can just look up a list just by index. You just say, give me the position 0 or the index 1, index 2, and they will return the item. For a dictionary, because it doesn't support index, so you cannot say, give me the first item in the dictionary. Can't. You have to just say, give me, you have to provide a key, and then it will look up for you. And how do we define dictionary? It's actually the same as set. So use the curly bracket. Use a curly bracket, okay?
If you
yeah.
define dictionary?
Yes, okay, let's just, we'll look at that later, okay? So the dictionary, as I read it here, the dictionary delimiter is still, still a comma, okay? So this is the same as set and even list. So the comma is also separator. But the difference is to separate the key value pair, we use a column. We use a column here. So this just the distinctions between, okay, between the list and or the set and the a dictionary, because set, they use the comma, but there's no colon here. So for example, so here, a favorite sports. We want to define this as a people's favorite sports. So we put a curly bracket first, and the first item in the list, in the dictionary, is actually the whole thing here until we reach the comma. And in the whole thing, we can see the first one is a string, okay? And then it's separate by this column, and then we have another string. So the first string is the key in the dictionary. So here it is the people's name. And the second string afterwards is actually the value, we call the value in the string, in the dictionary, okay? So this is just how you define. If you have more items, you just keep adding it, like this pattern. We always use comma to separate each item in the dictionary and use the colon to separate the key and the value. So this is just how it works. And if you use type, again, it will just give you DICT, which is dictionary. You can check the length to check how many items in the dictionary. So you can use len. And if you want to print a list, it will just print like this, exactly the same as the definition here. So curly bracket and separated by colon. Yeah. Okay, so this just here, this picture just shows you how this dictionary structure works. It's always key followed by value, key followed by value. So it's exactly just like your dictionary. You always have a key and have a value on the right side. And this is just, but if you want to say, oh, I know the value. I want to look back to the key. It turned out to be in the dictionary. It's a very hard job. So by itself, the dictionary does not provide this reverse lookup. Is this the same as a dictionary in the real world? So if you have a dictionary, you know something's meaning, you cannot backward look up for the key, what is a word is. Okay, you might go through everything in the dictionary and see if this happens in that, because one of the character of this dictionary is the value inside is unique. You cannot have two words, same keys, but have different values. That's impossible. Even in a dictionary, maybe that's possible. Okay, it looks like I see some dictionaries. Yeah, dictionary is possible, but in program, in Python, this is impossible, because whenever you have a key, it has to be unique. If it's not unique, it automatically override the previous value. So that's a very important thing you need to remember.
So like two values can be one value, but one value can be two values.
That you can have two keys as two keys exactly the same, but the key, two different key can have the same value. That's fine. I think here this example is also shows that. See here, the key, the name, but the favorite sports is football. It can be here. I think that this example, it doesn't have any repeatable. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's good. Now I just change this to football. Okay, and I run this. It doesn't show anything. So, but if I print it out, I will have a football here. Where's my another football? Football. That should be Rebecca. Oh, I didn't update it. Oh, let me do this again. Type, length, print. Yeah, here the Rebecca is football again, and the Ralph Williams is the football. So the value can be the same, but the key cannot be the same. So see here. So if I if I do something else here, it probably will give me an error, even in the definition here. But let's just try it out.
Can we have 2 duplicate keys?
Yeah, here's 2 duplicate keys, right? And I give a different value. This time I give it rugby. All right. And I'll just make this print this now so it can be printed out quickly. Yeah, so here, see the Williams become rugby, and here's now nothing else. So which means the first one, the football, is overwritten. So you can have, this just shows you can have the same key and the different values. The later the value will always override the earlier one. Okay, how to create a dictionary? You can just put things. One thing you need to remember, so here it always a string as a key, and then string the value is another string. So actually the value can be a number, okay? It can be anything. So this basically, there's no limitations, tells you that you cannot use a different data type in a dictionary. So here we created a curly bracket. So now everyone to open your Python, Sony, and then just create some dictionary yourself, okay? Like your score. English, math, and you put some score there. It's as so the course name as a key, and your score or some score as a value. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you some time. Okay. Yeah, make sure you know how to create a list, a dictionary. So next, we want to see if the value of a key. So what you do is you just put a dictionary and then you use this square bracket and put a key in it. So it's just, by doing this, it just give you the feeling, oh, it's maybe the dictionary is same as list, because the list also uses a square bracket. But here, instead of put an index number here, you put a key here. So that's how you get inquiry of the value of a given key. So in your case, if you're doing this class name and score or the number of students in the class, you can just use your class name here, and it will return that. So the numbers, the values. So this is how we use the key. So just put it in a square bracket. And here is a way I define a dictionary. So as I said, it doesn't limit the type of the values. So here we use name as John is a string. And again, we use the age is actually a number. So yeah, so this is a quick way to define it instead of using the colon here, but the result is the same. So you use the equal, okay? Use the equal. But I would just actually recommend using this way, because this is more easy to understand and more clear. You can use the curly bracket and put the key first and the different values inside. So this is also a way to define. All right, let's see. Okay. So this is just how this dictionary works and how to get the value from key. You just use square bracket and put the key in it, like this. Oh, what's going on? Name. Yeah, name. Is that a name here? It's not defined. Oh yeah, of course. I need to put a string here. Yeah, it's a string. Okay, so this is just how you use, so make sure you practice this, because use key. Okay, now we can get to some common operations. So say you want to get all the keys. So this is just how you can just convert the dictionary to a list. It actually, what is in your hand will become a to list. So one of the list is all the keys. So this is how you get it. So you just do keys. This is a function you need to remember. It's called dictionary.keys. So keys will return a list, okay? And also if you want to get all of the values, you return this, all the values. But don't just think, okay, this list, the key list and the value list may be just one-to-one mapping. So never count on that. The way, if you want to get every single item in the dictionary, so from these two functions, so we can do this keys to get every key in this list, in this dictionary, and from each list, we can go back to the dictionary to look up the value. That's the correct way to pull all the values from the dictionary. You first get all the keys, and for each key, you get values. Don't just use this value to get a list and think the first item will be the first key, the second item will be the second key. It might be, it might not. So it's not guaranteed. So any questions so far? All right. So get all items. You can use this items. This is just a way to convert the whole dictionary to a list. So that if you want to enjoy with the list, you can sort. You can use an index. But with dictionary, you cannot sort. There's no index in dictionary. So this is just why sometimes you need to convert a dictionary to a list. And what the list structure looks like, it actually is a tuple. So you cannot make change on the return. So it's used the parentheses, and the key is the first, and the value is after it. So that's how this thing works. We always return a key value as a tuple, key value as a tuple, key value as a tuple. So that's how the items works. You get every single item in it. And if you want to check something in the dictionary or not, it's mainly, I think, is a key in the dictionary or not. You can use this in, because you don't really know if the key was in the dictionary or not. If you look up this key, it may return nothing, but that doesn't mean it actually is not in the dictionary. So use the in, always use in as whether it's in or not. And this is mainly usually not used with print, okay? So this in usually used together with if. So you use a condition, okay? I don't know whether you can know this Chinese actually. It's probably your favorite word. War and 游戏 game. All right. So how do you add an item? Add an item is almost like get an item from it. So it's just where the equal is. So when you put the dictionary name and the key on the left side of the equal, that means you are actually adding a key and a value to the dictionary. So if you want to get the item out of this, let me add one here.
Does that replace?
Now, yes, if this key in Chinese, this key was in the dictionary, it will replace whatever previous value it is. And if you want to know what it is, you can just use another variable like a equal to dictionary to. I'll just copy paste this. So this means I'm going to get the value of a and the value of using this key. So you see here that depends on this dictionary expressions. On the left side of equal, on the right side of equal is actually means different thing. What did I do here?
Oh, you misspelled it. It's not distant, it's dict.
No, it's not that. Because I'm running this, not continuous running. The definition is actually here. I think definition is actually here. So I have to go up to pick up the definitions. Where is that? Yeah, here. See here. So this is just the bad thing about the notebook. Where am I? Yeah, here, right? Yeah. So I need to put this definition here. So otherwise it just says it's not defined. It's because it's defined in my previous session. So dictionary 2 is defined. Did I use that? DICT2.
But the A equals, and then you spelled it wrong. Yeah, you wrote dist too.
Sorry. Good job. All right, yeah. So now I get this A come back with the value. And previously, it doesn't have this item in it. And now it returned the value. So this is just how you use that to assign adding. It can be adding an item or it can be overwritten an item. So for example, if here we already have the work here. So if I change this key, so now work equal to game. So if I retrieve it back, it's then equal to work. So it will equal to game. So this is just, you use the same expressions. If the key is inside the dictionary, it will just overwrite the value. If the key is not in the dictionary, it will just add this item inside the dictionary, into the dictionary. And if you put this dictionary square bracket with the key on the right side of the equal sign, it means retrieve or find the item from the dictionary, from the value from the dictionary. So this one you have to keep in mind, okay, this different meanings depends on it appears on the left side or right side of the equal sign. Okay, the update item. So this we already did that. So it's like same thing. It's just like adding an item and updating an item is exactly the same expressions. You just use this key. So it's automatically handled for you. If the key is not there, you create an item. If it's there, it updates the item. And now you need to know also delete. So you must be interested in delete because we can only, so far we can only add items in it, but we don't know how to delete it. So there are several ways to do that. One way is to use the delete. This delete expression, as you can see here, is very special. It's just like the in. It's not it's what we call a function. It's more like a system expression. So it's just, you can apply this one to not only dictionary, even the list items, you can do the delete. So here you put a dictionary and give a key, it will just delete everything, delete the item associated with this key. So the key and the value will be totally removed from the dictionary. And what next? It's the same thing, it's the work. So if you want to retrieve it, it's not there, or you can, another way to delete it, use pop. So pop, yeah, pop means just pop it up. So it's like a bubble. So once it's broke, it's disappeared. So this is another way. So either way, it's fun.
Why didn't they do dot delete instead of
because here delete, because Python, if you learn this more, you can see the Python is always try to let you type as little as possible. So you don't want to type a lot of things. If it can, yeah, it's use del. It's the first thing. Another is one is a list, a dictionary, set. They all need a delete. So there's no need to always put this function for every data structures. So they just create a system functions called delete. It's just like a lens, LEN, to check the lens. To create one thing you can apply to all kind of things. So that's why it's easier to learn. So you don't have to just associate this kind of a very common operations to any kind of data structures. So whenever you need it, it's just delete it. So this is just how they use. So this one is, you have to type a dot here, and you have to type this parenthesis here. So it's more typing. So this is more like if you learn Java or C++, they probably more preferred everything is in the functions. But for Python, it just try to let you to type less is good. So there's always that less is more. So that's why they use this simple so that you don't have to type a dot, parenthesis. Everything was just works. Okay. So that's the beauty of Python. That's why it's got so popular now. And clear dictionary.
It's easiest to learn.
Yeah. Dictionary, if you want to clear everything in the item instead of this one, yeah, single by one, you can just use clear. Okay.
Can you set it to nothing?
Yes, you can do that too. Okay. Set to nothing. Okay. That's right. It's here. You see, reset to empty. You can just make it equal to empty. That's another way to do it. Okay, for dictionary, the merging is kind of tricky here. So merge two dictionary into one. We have a dictionary for A, and we have another dictionary for B. So we have two dictionaries. So if you want to do the drawing, the first thing is we convert each dictionary to a list. And then we add them up. And then we convert this, add up the sum of the list back to dictionary. So this is one way to do it. So always go through a list and then use the list addition operations and then convert them back to the dictionary. Okay, so this is how you add dictionaries together. Okay, but this one normally you don't do that. So this is not quite useful. So
wait, is there an actual command to do it?
No. Another way is that you actually have two lists. This is more important. You have a list of keys and you have a list of values. And you want to create a dictionary based on them. That's quite useful because sometimes you get a list of class names. And someone else also send you an email with all the numbers of each class. And then you want to join them to create a list. So this is just how you can do it. So first we have a key list. We also have a value list. So it's a key list is all the country name in Chinese, and the value is all the country name with English. So then we have this zip. The zip functions is used to combine them to dictionary. So it's called a zip. So that will just cross the two lists. The zip function will pick the first item in the first list and the first item in the second list and create a tuple between them. And then they pick up the second item. So the requirements of the zip is the two lists have to be exactly the same length. Otherwise, it cannot be zipped because if there's something in the first list, but there's less item in the second list, it cannot zipped because it cannot associate the first item and to the corresponding position item in the second list. So that's why the zip wouldn't work here. So this is how you zip to list. So make sure, I think that's one way. So it's if you do the drawing, you have two existing dictionaries, you have to convert them back to list and use the list addition, and then use convert back to dictionary. But if you want to convert two separate, it's all separate list. So this list only contains keys. Then another list only contains values. So this is called zip. And this is actually the way you want to, as I said before, you want to reverse lookup. So if, for example, you have a dictionary, you always has a keyword and the meaning. So now I give you a meaning, I want to reverse lookup for the key. How do you do that? So you first convert the dictionary with two lists, which one is the list of keys, another one is the list of values. And then when you zip it, instead of zipping the key first and the value first list, yeah, you switch this positions. That means you use the value as the key and use the key as the value. But that has an assumption that is that in the value list, there's no duplicates. Because if it's in duplicates, that wouldn't work either because it will be just overwritten, so you still lost some of the values. I think this error is also because it didn't know the thing defined previously, okay? So there's nothing wrong here. It's called a complex dictionary, which means it's dictionary, the value is, instead of a single value data, it's actually another, like a list. So here, for example, the key is 4, but the value is actually a list. So this is called a complex dictionary. So this is where the powerful of the dictionary is. So you can put anything, any kind of data into a list and just give it a key. So dictionaries are very important data structures in Python. So list is also very important. Actually set, we didn't use that very often. Okay, iterating through, so it's just like the list. So we want to use that, we use in. It will return each tuple in it. So this is actually one way to do it. Another way is you can get, remember we have the keys, we can get all the keys from the dictionary, and then we iterate through every single key, we can get the value. So this is another way, it's just use the in, this is the simplest way, but instead of get an item, you actually get a tuple here. So this is the way I talk about. You can use the items to return each item. So this actually expression is exactly the same as this one. And you can, but here it can separate the key and the value for you. So that makes access those variables easier. In this case, once you return, you only get a tuple, okay? So you still cannot, it's actually just a little harder for you to access the values. So the items, it's only get you the keys, okay? Let's see here. This one is using, trying to use an index. Counter one key, it's just trying to see how many keys inside it and print it out, the item. So it looks like the item in the dictionary is actually the key. So if you want to get the key and the value, both key and the value from the dictionary, you have to use this, where is it? Oh, yeah, here. You have to put two variables in the for loop here, which the first is the key, second is the value. When I do these items, it actually returns the key value pair. So this is, I think this is probably the way you need to remember that, because that can handle all the cases, because it gives you both the key and the value. What else? So we learned those iterations. I think that's it, yeah. So any questions so far for the dictionary? So today's homework, I'm going to send you both this presentation file and the homework to you. So make sure when you do the homework, you read those presentation first, this file first, so that you can just use you know how the functions, how the operations here. Otherwise, you probably have no clue, because after the class, you probably will quickly remember many things that I'm going to talk about, but that's fine. So if you want to remember anything, just remember set. There's no order, no index in set, no duplicates in set. The set is, it can only be used to check elements in the set or not. For dictionary, you always have to provide a key and a value, and access and update dictionary is the same expression. Just use the square bracket with a key. And how do you iterate through it? You use the in. Okay, and you need to pay attention on the in, because it returns a key. And if you want the key and the value both return from a dictionary, you can just use the key and items in the for loop. And the dictionary, the good thing about dictionary is it is very fast, good at look up things. For a list, if I want to give you a very long list, I want you to find out an item inside it, you have to go through every single item to check if this is the item you want to look for. But for a dictionary, all you have to just provide a key for it, it immediately just return the value give to you. So that's very efficient. So dictionary is mainly for lookup items. All right, I think that's all for today. Make sure to do your homework. Please do your homework. The homework, I promise you, is very easy, at least not challenging as before, but you got to do it. I want to just practice everything. So I'm sure the homework can be done within 30 minutes, okay? All right, that's all for today. Okay, I hope to see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.